Hey, I'm Taurasi from the Phoenix Mercury, and you're listening to the 3-Point Conversion Radio.
Started here with Paul Richardson from the Sportscape, who'll be followed by Alex Simon.
First off, how are you? How are you feeling? And how's everything progressing?
I'm doing well. I'm getting to that stage where I'm doing a lot more on the court and then just working on building strength back up in my legs and my knee and my hip, just trying to do whatever I can so I'm ready to get on the court. So I'm at the fun part of rehab, just kind of just working out and running and moving and cutting a bit more. So just trying to keep progressing day by day.
And then a two quick parter. One, every time I look up, there's another UConn player on this team. How do you feel about that? And then how happy are you that the Suns, your brothers in crime at the facility, finally made the playoffs?
So I mean, having a UConn player is always really cool. Especially Kia Nurse. I played with her 2 years in New York, so we're definitely familiar with one another. We've been really good friends. Her and Bryson have a great relationship, so that's also really cool. And then the Suns making the playoff is pretty dope. I watched the game last night. They haven't been there in a long time, so I'm excited for them to play in the playoffs, and then for Devin Booker to really he showed what he's capable of, but to really show what he's capable of in the playoffs.
Thanks. Continue to feel better.
Next up, we have Alex Simon with the Knicks, followed by Raphael Haynes.
Hi, Bria. Alex Simon with the Next. I'm curious, is there anybody you're just talking to kind of as you go through the process? And I guess since you tore your ACL, is there anybody you're kind of consulting or people that you're discussing that have had that type of injury before?
Yeah, a bit. I mean, well, my brother tore his ACL like in 2005. So he's one I can like pretty much talk to every day. I mean, I got Skylar in here and she's gone through the process. But I think a lot of it too is like you can't necessarily compare because everyone's different is the one thing I've learned throughout this. Just people like genetically, some people are more flexible, some people have stiffer knees. So like the process is a little bit different for each person. So I try not to compare too much, but when I do have questions, those are probably the two main people that I go to.
And then for a lot of athletes that I've talked to before, they say even the physical part of the injury isn't necessarily the hardest part, but it's the mental part of it and kind of keeping with the slow routine that a long injury like this has. Has that been something you've had to fight off, or do you feel like you've been able to keep a steady head throughout all of this?
I think you have your moments. I think I'm mentally strong for the most part, but I mean, definitely went a long time without walking. Then like even when you are walking, it's like it's not really comfortable. Even still, like sometimes I can't really even stand for that long and your knees start bothering you. So I think that part is a little difficult, especially in the early stages. But I think once you get moving and stuff, I think the tough part mentally now is just kind of learning to trust your knee again, learning just like that you can rely on it. And then I think just sitting on the side, not being able to play. So just trying to make sure I'm focused on each little thing day by day, and just comparing myself from the day before so that I can be better.
All right, next up, we have Raphael Haynes with the 3-point conversion.
Hey, Bria, how's it going? Hope all is well. Been talking about your injury. Has it been any part of your game that you've been able to reflect on to say, okay, I do want to work on this more once I get back on the court?
Yeah, I think, well, there's certain things that I kind of like, I'm not able to move as fast in the beginning when you're doing some basketball stuff. And I think I've always been known for just being like really fast player, but I think I wanted to really work on my change of pace. So I feel like even though I've been moving a bit slower, I was really able to focus on like pace and timing. Cause when you can't move as fast, just kind of those little things are going to be what separates you to like get your shot off or even to like fake a defender out. So that's one of the main things I'm really working on is that change of pace and just like selling a move.
And then also you have a great friend coming in Kia. Does it make it that much easier to cope with this injury now, knowing that you have someone to, have fun with and is there with you? And also even on the court, does it make it easier to play? Is it easier to play with your, one of your good friends, or is it harder How does that go?
No, I think it's easier. I mean, at least for me with Kia, having her around, I know I can always like hit her up, be like, "What you doing?" Just go kick it with her. So it's always good to have those type of friends on team, especially when you're going through something kind of mentally and battling just the ups and downs at rehab. And then playing with her, I mean, I think we just have one of those relationships. Like I can get on her and she's not going to take it personally. She can get on me. I'm not going to take it personally. And then we always going to be encouraging each other on the court. So we just have a really good relationship like that. And I'm just happy that she's here.
We'll go one final question from Alex Simon.
Yeah, speaking of Kia, when she was here a couple of days ago, I asked her about the 2 matchups you guys had against each other in the bubble, and you guys did a pretty good job defensively against her, and she seemed to remember having some poor shooting nights. Is that something, how many times have you wanted to pull that film up on her and just say, hey, remember kind of what we did and whatnot? Or
Yeah, a little bit, just to push her buttons. But now she's here, so we want her to have some good shooting nights all the time. But I mean, she's a really hard worker. She knows, like, she's the one who's going to sit down and watch film anyway. So she's going to I know she's going to look at that and see things that she needs to improve on. And like I said, we're going to be here to encourage her.
All right. Thanks for the time, Bria.
No problem.